Imagine cutting your QA testing time by 70% without hiring a single new tester. Sounds impossible? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make that happen with a tool most developers are sleeping on right now. Before we dive in, if you find this valuable, hit that like button. Drop a comment letting us know what you're working on, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, let's get into it. Quality assurance has always been the bottleneck nobody wants to talk about. You build a feature, it works on your machine, and then somewhere between your laptop and production, things break. Edge cases get missed, regression bugs sneak in. And the worst part? Most teams either skip proper testing because it takes too long, or they spend more time writing tests than writing the actual feature. That's exactly the problem we're solving today. So what if there was a way to have an AI agent that doesn't just suggest test cases, but actually writes them, runs them, finds the bugs, and even fixes some of them for you? That's what this tool brings to the table. And once you see it in action, you'll understand why so many teams are quietly switching over. Let's start with the basics. This tool operates directly inside your terminal or your code editor. Instead of copying and pasting code into a chat window and hoping for the best, it has direct access to your actual code base. It can read your files, understand your project structure, and most importantly, it can execute commands. That last part is what changes everything for QA work. Here's the first way you'll use it. You point it at a piece of your code base, a function, a component, an API endpoint, whatever you want tested, and you simply ask it to generate test cases. But here's where it gets interesting. It doesn't just guess. It actually reads the surrounding code, understands the dependencies, checks how the function is being called elsewhere in your project, and then writes tests that reflect real usage patterns. This means fewer generic, useless tests and more tests that actually catch the bugs that matter. Now, writing tests is one thing, but what happens when those tests need to actually run? This is where most AI tools stop being useful. They give you code and then you're on your own. Not here. Because this tool can execute your test suite directly, watch the output, and if something fails, it doesn't just report the failure back to you as a wall of red text. It analyzes the error, traces it back through your code, and tells you exactly what's likely causing it. Let's talk about something every QA engineer dreads: regression testing. You make a small change in one part of the application, and suddenly something completely unrelated breaks. Normally, catching this requires either a massive automated test suite that took months to build, or manual testing that eats up your entire sprint. With this approach, you can ask it to scan your recent changes, cross-reference them against your existing test coverage, and flag exactly which areas are at risk. It's like having a QA lead who's memorized your entire codebase and never gets tired. But here's something most tutorials won't show you. You can set this up to work inside your continuous integration pipeline. Picture this. Every time someone pushes new code, instead of just running a static set of pre-written tests, the system actively analyzes what changed, generates fresh test cases specifically targeting that change, runs them, and reports back before the code ever reaches your main branch. This isn't hypothetical. Teams are running this exact workflow right now, and it's catching bugs that traditional testing pipelines miss entirely. Let's get practical for a moment, because I know some of you are wondering how this actually looks day to day. Say you're testing an API endpoint. You describe the endpoint's expected behavior in plain language. Mention the edge cases you're worried about. Maybe something like invalid input handling, authentication failures, rate limiting. From there, it builds out a complete test file, wires it into your existing testing framework, whether that's something like Jest, PyTest, or whatever your stack uses, and runs it immediately. If a test fails because of an actual bug in your code, it can trace the failure back to the source and suggest a fix. You review it, approve it, and move on. What used to take hours now takes minutes. Now, here's something that surprises a lot of people. This isn't just for back-end logic. You can use it for UI testing too. Describe the user flow you want validated, something like a login process or a checkout flow, and it can help scaffold browser automation tests, handle the tricky parts like waiting for elements to load, and catch flaky test patterns that usually drive testers crazy. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you are thinking, this sounds great, but can I actually trust AI-generated tests? Fair question. And the answer is, you shouldn't blindly trust anything, human or AI-generated. But here's the difference. Because this tool actually executes the tests and shows you real results rather than just generating plausible-looking code, you get immediate feedback on whether the tests are actually valid. If a generated test doesn't make sense, you'll see it fail or behave unexpectedly right away, not weeks later when it's already caused problems in production. One more thing worth mentioning, because this genuinely changes team dynamics. Junior developers who've never written a proper test suite in their life can now produce solid, meaningful tests just by describing what they want in plain language. Senior engineers spend less time reviewing basic test coverage and more time focusing on architecture and complex edge cases. The entire team's testing culture shifts, not because everyone suddenly became a testing expert, but because the barrier to writing good tests just disappeared. If you're managing a QA process right now and you're still relying purely on manual testers clicking through checklists or a static test suite that never gets updated, you're leaving a massive amount of efficiency on the table. This isn't about replacing your QA team. It's about giving them a tool that handles the repetitive, time-consuming parts, so they can focus on the things that actually require human judgment: exploratory testing, understanding user experience, catching the weird edge cases only a human would think to try. So here's your action item. Pick one part of your codebase this week, something you know isn't well tested, and try generating a test suite using this approach. See how it handles your specific edge cases. See how fast it catches something you didn't expect. Once you experience that firsthand, it's genuinely hard to go back to the old way of doing things. If this video helped you see QA automation in a new light, make sure you're subscribed, because we're going deeper into advanced workflows, CI integration, and real project examples very soon. Drop a comment below with the type of testing challenge you're dealing with right now, and it might just become the topic of the next video. See you in the next one.